We live?
I believe we're live.
We are live. What's up, fight fans? It is another edition of Split Decision MMA, your weekly podcast, bringing you to all the news, rumors, fight card breakdowns, fight card previews, and everything in the world of mixed martial arts.
Everything.
We do this once a week. I am Dodge. That is Dennis. Got a couple of events.
Cover a lot of the UFC.
Yeah, cover a lot of. You got new graphics now and then little animation
Yeah,
things.
it's
Look,
pretty cool.
can I touch
Check
it?
it out. You can touch it. You can touch it. It's floating.
Oh,
it's gone.
Oh, I popped it.
gone.
I popped it. We're also a bunch of idiots.
Yes.
Anyway, we do have a couple events to break down. We have PFL going on this weekend. And we have PFL and Bellator to recap.
So are you with me on the PFL yet?
No.
Damn it. Damn it.
The fact that they still only put a few fights out there. I guess I could watch.
I want this logo to come back. I like this logo.
You like that logo?
The new one? The new one just letters on shirts.
Just like words on
This is at least like a family shield.
I can bring back the SD version of that.
Yeah. How you feel about that? I don't have a job now.
Sorry, Sean. Sorry. I don't even know if he still watches us.
Yeah, I think so. He probably throws stuff at the screen. I think he has a voodoo doll of you or Joey.
That's why Joey's not here right now.
Yeah.
He
liked me.
He got popped like the little UFC logo.
He liked me.
Anyway, we got also some news to break down. Let's start off with the big story. Big story is ONE FC has signed free agent Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez will be going to, no longer ONE FC, ONE Championship. ONE Championship has signed Eddie Alvarez to a multi-fight deal. I think this is pretty cool, man. Especially...
I like that with everything that's going on. I mean, they're shaking the foundation of the UFC. I know a lot of people are saying, well, it's no big deal that we're losing this guy. It's no big deal that we're losing that guy. But I'm just saying.
How does this look for that anti-monopolistic lawsuit where you got guys going over to Bellator claiming they're being treated better and getting more money? You guys going to ONE FC saying I'm getting way more money.
Right. I mean
these guys are, There are other organizations out there. I think a lot of organizations go... you still got PFL, which you're a big fan of. I think a lot of them go through these phases where, they don't have a lot of the big talent. Somebody tries to sign all the big talent. That happens all the time.
Right.
I mean, that's franchises in sports. I mean, you see guys,
There has to be a breakaway. For everything, there's going to be their breakaway. And then... somebody's going to topple the UFC. Somebody's going to do better than the UFC at some point.
You think so?
I think it's going to be it's because of the sport. Time. No, I don't think it's going to be that long. I think the sport management that's taken over the UFC is going to try to run it like a team sport, and you can't do it that way. It's not something that's going to work.
Yeah, MMA is a very different sport than all the other ones that are out there, obviously. And I think that sort of the management, like you said, I think it's taken a while. You got guys like Scott Coker moving over to Bellator. He's completely turned that franchise around, that whole Bellator brand around, and changed it to be something different. PFL's doing something completely different, and they really are focusing on doing the best that they can and putting on some interesting fights. I think the tournament idea, we've always said is interesting. And then you got things like, ONE FC ONE Championship putting out some really great fights, signing big fighters, try to put stuff down all the time. So I'm interested to see where it goes. And good for Eddie Alvarez. I think what's really cool about this is if Eddie Alvarez wins a belt in ONE FC, ONE Championship, he will be the only guy to have a Bellator, UFC, and ONE Championship belt. That's a true world champion. That's a guy who's had a belt in almost every organization.
Right.
I think that's really cool.
That's it. He's the guy that makes it look that way. And then that's what you want to follow.
Yeah. I think I like Bibiano Fernandez over there. I would love to see Bibiano Fernandez, Eddie Alvarez fight. I know they're a couple of weight classes away. Eddie Alvarez fighting at lightweight, Bibiano Fernandez fighting at 135. I wonder if Eddie could get down. I don't know.
Plus, I like the idea that
I don't know if it'll happen.
That a lot of these other organizations are talking about taking their best to fight the best in another organization. Mm-hmm. Some type of belt unification.
Something. Yeah. And one championship, Dream used to do that a lot of times. They would put their best guys up against Road FC or something like that, and it would turn out really, really good. You having feed troubles over there?
I think we might have lost the feed, but we'll just keep going.
We're still going. We're still recording. We also have USADA. I don't know if you're following. USADA has its own Twitter now. USADA UFC has its own Twitter now, where they will announce people who are in trouble. I know you talked about before the show, I thought they weren't going to. This is
right.
Once they decide that they have accepted their violations or their sanctions or whatever. So that starts with Bradley Scott. Bradley Scott has tested positive for benzoyligosine. It's a metabolite of cocaine following an in-competition test that happened back in May. He is now on a 2-year suspension. So he was snorting coke or some cocaine metabolite before he went and fought?
No, and again,
Like,
remember?
how long is it supposed to stay in your system or not stay in your system?
Well, again, didn't we find out that cocaine's been found in some of the cut of some type of other?
Yeah.
What is it?
Creatine.
A creatine, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't know, man.
how are people not keeping track of their cocaine? This is what kills me. I understand a large shipment of something else getting out of your hands or you don't know where it's at. But it's like, hey, Todd, where's the 2 tons of cocaine?
I accidentally shipped it.
I shipped it as creatine. Son of a bitch.
Again?
Man. Bunch of strung out bodybuilders.
That's scary. That's a scary thought. Moving on from there, DJ get himself another belt. This time he's got his brown belt. He did get it from Matt Hume and Bibiano Fernandez, as I talked about a little bit earlier. So yeah, he's on his way to still trying to get his black belt, but DJ able to add another belt to the plethora of belts that he owns.
Just get it, DJ. Get it.
Just get it.
Go for it. I mean, this guy's just going to have a war room of like everything. Belts and then other belts. And then I don't even know. What does he get for all the game playing?
I don't know.
Does he get trophy ribbons?
Trophies, cups, something? I don't know. Something. I'm sure he's
gold-plated Xboxes.
Controllers or something.
Yeah. I mean, guy's going to have everything.
Some of his comments here on his Instagram. This one's like, wait, you're telling me as a purple belt, you invented the suplex armbar? Maybe that's what gave him his brown belt. They're like, all right, we haven't seen that shit before.
All right, we reviewed that.
You're getting ranked up. You're getting ranked up.
And it's still called the mousetrap. I don't care what he wants to call it. It's the mousetrap.
He is no longer Mighty Mouse. He's just Mighty.
I know. The Mighty One, right?
Mighty One or something.
I thought it was the Mighty One.
Yeah. Carla Esparza going on her Instagram to call for another women's weight class in the UFC. Now, this is a division that is in other organizations. She's calling for atom weight. Atom weight is 105 pounds for girls. Invicta has an atom weight class. One championship has an atom weight class. Deep, Jules, Road FC, they all have atom weight classes for women. And she is calling for this weight class. And at first I was thinking, like, are there enough women in the division in 115, most likely, because that's the division above them, that would be able to drop down and actually make this competitive? Or are we going to have a problem like we do at 145 with Cyborg, who doesn't have many competitors? If you go continuously, still go to the UFC ranking site, there is no rankings for 145 women.
Or do we have a shitload of actual 105 walk around
girls,
pound women that just want this division?
Just want this division. So I know Michelle Watterson has fought at atomweight before. Jessica Penne, I don't think she's with the UFC currently, but if she is, she's not ranked. But even if she is, she has fought at 105 before. Carla says she has fought at 105 before.
Because I
know Rose, I think at one point fought at 105. So there are women out there.
See, because everybody tries to fight under what their weight is. So
usually, yeah, they want to cut.
I mean, that's been who's the one with the fake accent? She's
Mackenzie Dern.
Mackenzie Dern
fighting at straw weight. She'd probably be fighting at flyweight.
But she's admitted that she can't fight girls her weight, so she has to go fight in a weight division down from her. So if we can get these actual weight classes down, like I'm telling you, there can actually be a 95-pound class. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see 95-pounders go in there and break each other. But there is a weight class for these people. But these weight classes, I don't think would be needed if we go to same-day weigh-in.
That is, you've been a big proponent of that since we've been on the show
because
for a long time.
You know what I mean? Because 105, I mean, if you walk around at 105, you're going to be 105. Everybody else is going to adjust accordingly.
So do you think, now we have 4 divisions in the female weight classes in the UFC currently. Obviously we have 115, 125, 135, 145. 145 is still iffy. Obviously we do have a champion, but not many competitors at 145 with Cyborg. Do you see enough girls at 115 that would probably drop? I know I mentioned a couple of them. Do you think we need having 5 weight class divisions in the UFC? Or do you think it's just getting too watered down? Again, you got other organizations that have them, but do you feel like it's getting too much to follow?
I feel that if you open a weight division, you're not set to that weight division. If you open up a weight division, nobody shows up. You should be able to close it. The hard line that these people keep taking about if we do this and then we don't have nobody there, people are acting like we can't go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with the 165, 175, 185 with men. If it doesn't work, we can go back.
Yeah, if you look at the UFC to start with, they had a 155. They had a lightweight division. It didn't really pan out as well as they had hoped, and they closed it for many years. During the Jens Pulver time. Jens Pulver won. There wasn't anybody else for him to fight, so they closed the division. And then they reopened it later. You know, welterweight used to be the lowest weight class, 170, and then finally they reopened it. They got this whole influx of guys that were fighting. Now we have guys down fighting at 125.
Yeah, I mean,
so there's other weight classes that, like you said, we can adjust and open and close. Same thing with Invicta. You know, I think, I see these divisions. There's there's not really that many. Okay, they close it down temporarily. WEC did it for a while.
Right. It's something that needs to be played with.
Yeah.
And what also needs to be played with is real rankings.
Real rankings, I think, are one of the biggest problems in MMA
real
today.
Rankings in real weight classes, and then if you got some super athletes that can fight in 3 divisions and do the weight thing and not have any problem, let them do what they're going to do. But just know that you're going to have people that sit in a weight class because they can't do it or they don't want to do it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Just sift it out, let it happen.
Liddell Ortiz 3 has a fight card that has been submitted to the California State Athletic Commission.
This is tentative.
MMA Junkie
subject to change.
Was able to obtain the fight card application via an open records request. So this is currently what the card is. On pay-per-view, obviously your main event, Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz. Kenneth Berg versus George Gonzalez.
The burger.
Gleason Tibau against Efren Escondero. There's some names I recognize.
Yeah.
Walele Watson against Ricardo Palacios. Darren Wynn with going up against Tom Lawler.
Filthy Tom.
Jay Silva and Oscar Cota. And then on your swing...
Right, Tom Lawler just finished suspension and then they released him, right?
Yes.
Dicks.
Which, a lot of people are saying that's a dick move. Why let me go all the way to the end of my suspension and then release me? Why not just release me?
Just so that they could hold him for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's an NFL move.
Swing bouts, which I guess would be undercard?
Yeah.
Is that what that they kind of do with these? Albert Morales, Kleber Luciano, Jose Huerta, Fernie Garcia, Kendall Grove and Andre Walker, Dave Terrell and Johnny Cisneros, Craig Wilkerson, Joshua Jones, Weston Wilson, and Mike Segura. And then we have 6 amateur bouts, which I'm not even really going to go into.
No, because, again, half these fights may not even happen.
Yeah. Does this card inspire you to buy the pay-per-view?
For $50 at this point?
I'm assuming that's what the price point is, right? We don't know the price point.
No, I thought we'd heard $49.99.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. To see these two swing at it.
If it was just Tito and Chuck, would you pay $50?
No, I want to see some other stuff.
Looking at this card, looking at the names, looking at what you're getting here, $50. Does this shout $50 to you?
I'll probably throw $50 at it.
Oh, I know whose house I'm going to.
Yeah.
And not paying.
Yeah. No, but it's just because, one, I like to sponsor Golden Boy. And again, just like I was with PFL. Yes, I am part of this group that I think it needs to be dispersed. I think there needs to be more competition. But then again, we need to go back to once this is all done, you're AAA, you're AA, you're the Farm League, and own it.
Yeah.
And fucking own it. Don't be upset when I say, hey, you're a feeder league. Don't be upset with me. Hang up the phone and then tweet somebody else and tell them I'm a fucking bag of dicks. Don't do it, dude. I'm going to find out. If there's one thing you should know is that the group of people that hate me hate you more. And they talk to me after.
So we've had some issues with feeder leagues. I don't know. To me, this does not shout $50. I don't even know if this shouts $40, $30, $25. I will pay to maybe see this card.
No, I say $50 because it's easy to find 4 more guys who'll throw me $10.
Yeah, I've had those parties before and I never got paid. So
nickels or kneecaps, man. Nickels or kneecaps. You know how we play. Yeah. I'll bring in Kelsey. The prime collector.
So we have this monster on the screen right now.
This guy is ginormous. What is he? 9'10"?
This is Martyn Ford. He is a bodybuilder and actor, obviously a physical fucking specimen. And I am talking about the guy over here on my left, not this man here on my right, but the other large man who is 6'8", over 250 pounds. They're saying he weighs like 300 something pounds.
360. That's what I'm saying.
280 plus is what we're being told.
I don't care. That's 360.
He has been signed by KSW. KSW is the MMA organization.
His arm won't fit in my pant leg.
In Poland. And they are known for doing these kind of freak show fights. They've signed Bob Sapp. Back in the day, one of the biggest signings they did, Mariusz Pudzianowski, who was Pudzianowski, who's known as Puds, P-U-D-Z is his nickname. 5-time world's strongest man who jumped into MMA. And again, I made the joke, this was way back in some of our episodes, and I'm talking like before we had a studio, where we talk about, like, I don't see this guy even being able to wipe his ass.
Oh, right.
Swing and fight. Like, this scares me. I don't know who they're going to get to fight him. Hopefully it's Puds at some point. I got to believe that's on the books. It's
going to be two guys on top of each other's shoulders.
Like I said, I'm excited to watch one big dude with muscles punch another big dude with muscles and get really tired. KSW bringing you the freak show fights just like Japan. I love it. The Polish MMA.
Yeah, but he could fracture your skull.
This guy against a normal sized man who's still a pretty good sized dude.
Right.
And then here's a picture with him and Batista for some size comparison.
And you know, Batista just called out Triple H.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Anybody who's keeping track.
What if this guy shows up?
Oh, I bet you they work him in.
He's big, man. He is big.
He's enormous, man.
So yeah, KSW signing the guy to a fight contract. We'll see what happens when that happens. We will, of course, be talking about it. Moving on from there, still fallout from the...
Is it really fallout?
The UFC...
When people want to throw money at you?
UFC 229. This now on the Khabib side of things. Khabib becoming that A-side, bro. Khabib becoming that A-side. First and foremost... Floyd Mayweather.
He's on the east side, the Eagle side.
Floyd Mayweather's manager was at the fight, and they got a kind of a little Instagram photo where they're arm in arm or arms around each other, kind of going. And he said, "This is Khabib." He said, "Hey, let's go, Floyd. We have a fight now. 50-0 versus 27-0. Two guys who never lose. Let's go. Why not? Because in the jungle, there's only one king. I'm the king because he cannot drop McGregor, but I did easily." I think he was just kind of having fun with it. Floyd Mayweather sees dollar signs and goes, "Man, I didn't pay my taxes again. I need more money."
But is it going to be as big as
this is not. First of all, it's never going to happen.
Don't say that.
It's never going to happen.
No, because you know who said this is never going to happen?
What?
Dana. Which means
Floyd Mayweather then tweeted, "CBS and Showtime and MGM Grand, get your checkbooks out." You could see here Khabib challenging me. I am down. He then said to TMZ,
"You can see here like it's public."
Yeah.
I would like to bring in
Exhibit
A, where he is obviously down to fight.
He's obviously down to fight. He told TMZ, "Oh, we're fighting. I'm my own boss. I can say what's going on in Khabib's end, but on my end, we can make it happen. When I face him, I'm getting a 9-figure payday. It'll be more than the McGregor fight, 100 million more guaranteed. This could be 110 to 200 million guaranteed money." Do you think it would ever be 200?
Did you ever think that a room full of people drinking Jamba Juice, telling gossip, was going to be where we got our sports news? Did you?
Yeah, TMZ is becoming the #1 place for breaking news, bro.
I don't know. Some of it is like made up news.
Do you think? Well, I mean, it's not made up news. They busted him. They see him running on the street. They're like, "Yo, Floyd, you actually fighting?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fighting." They're like, "Look, it's real."
Yeah, but I think like they like divide up what he says.
Oh, of course they do.
Quick editing.
I don't think this will ever happen, bro. First of all, there's no reason this
I don't know.
needs to happen.
I think we got us on tape saying that Conor would never fight Floyd.
Probably.
Yeah, I think we said that.
When it was like 3 years prior, we're like, this ain't gonna happen anytime
soon. Ain't no way.
Anytime
soon. People ain't that crazy. Who would pay for that?
I don't think.
I'm telling you right now, there's people that will pay for it. They'll pay for it every time.
I don't think this is a fight that needs to happen. How about that?
Okay.
A fight that may need to happen, though, is this next call out. 50 Cent, who is getting paid by Bellator. I don't even really know the deal with Bellator that he has.
No.
I haven't quite figured it out.
Because Coker says that like when he does this crazy stuff, he's not part of Bellator, and that he donated the $1 million for the welterweight, like with no strings attached. But then I thought that they bought the hashtag Get the Strap.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't understand the 50 Cent. Maybe Eric follows this stuff pretty closely. Can you tell me, or maybe Blake? I mean, you follow
Somebody
the celebrity
explained to
bullshit.
me, like Kaepernick supposedly copywrote his shadow.
What?
And I didn't even think
silhouette with his throat?
Yeah, I thought Pokesatoni Phil couldn't even copyright his shadow.
50 Cent recently went on Twitter and said, I think it's wrong what the UFC is doing to Khabib. They didn't do the same thing to McGregor. I'll pay $2 million cash tonight if he will fight me in Bellator, and I'll deal with Dana and your contract later. The UFC is not the only game in town.
What is he worth? What is 50 Cent
Nothing.
worth? Nothing?
Not only that, but how can he be like, yo, we're going to fight, bro. I have no experience, but I'm going to fight you in the Bellator cage. Of course, I love Khabib's response, send me location.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. What do you think this is, man?
I think everybody's trying to get under Dana's skin or the UFC skin.
I feel like it's jumping on the next big thing, man. Obviously, you had all the people on Conor's nuts, and then all of a sudden Khabib, I mean, not that we were surprised, but a lot of people might have been a little surprised that Khabib took him down.
These guys are going to lose.
And it immediately goes to, I mean, all of the talking heads, ESPN, First Take, Around the Horn, all of these guys are talking about, like you said, Conor's done. He got destroyed. He got what he deserved. His bubble's been burst. Khabib's the next great big thing. He should be on all the talk shows next. He should be, obviously taking fights with 50 Cent and Floyd next.
Why
can't we just see
in the
Floyd
short game
fight?
In the short game, this is what I see. I see Ferguson beating Khabib. I see Khabib coming back beating Ferguson. Ferguson has to fight Conor. You know what I mean? I see that belt moving around a lot. I don't see anybody holding it longer than 3 fights.
I think Khabib takes Ferguson. For sure. Are you serious? I'm serious. I don't know what all these call outs are like. I don't understand what the heck's going on. But again, I think it's 50 Cent win. Everybody was talking about Conor. This guy beat him, so I want to be on that money train. Floyd did the same thing. Floyd went, man, I already did my thing with Conor. The money train is now on Khabib. Let's get Khabib in there. And I think Khabib is just kind of having fun with it. I don't think he takes any of it serious. Because like you said, send me location. Yes, I'm the only king of the jungle. Like you could tell he's just having fun.
What if they end up doing like, if you come to us, we'll sign your whole team?
I don't know. Will they? You think that's a
I don't know.
Possibility?
What this comes down to is people from Viacom sitting in a room running numbers.
Yeah. How much money can we throw?
Yeah, there's nobody who's seriously listening to 50 Cent, but they are going, you know what? Run that real quick. Let's run the formula on that.
Think so?
Yeah. And again, money in, money out. That's the big thing. What do they say? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Scott Coker said, obviously 50 Cent does not represent us. If he wants to personally pay for Khabib to get out of his contract or whatever it is, when he is available, we have no problem talking.
Yeah, because he don't want to get into this whole Rampage thing again.
Yeah, because you can fight one time. No, you can't. Damn it.
Yeah, because he's already been down this road with Rampage, so he knows what it's going to cost him, what the problem is. He knows, and I'm telling you, by now he's got on the phone or had a face-to-face with 50 Cent. He's going,
slowly roll.
Yeah. He's like, I don't think you understand. Yeah, $2 million contract could end up costing $7 million.
50 Cent don't understand a lot of things. He was on Twitter talking about how Fader's going to win the belt tonight.
Okay.
That's not about that was happening.
I know.
We'll get to that.
But at least he's into it.
We'll get to that real quick. We'll get to that real quick. Dazin, man, continually to grow, has signed a contract with Golden Boy Promotions and Canelo. They will be the exclusive viewer or exclusive distributor for all of the rest of Canelo's fights, turning all of his pay-per-view into basically subscribers.
And they have a way of control. I haven't found any clips from Dazin.
Yeah, so
they have a way to control their media.
We know that HBO was going under. We talked a little bit about that last week, that HBO is closing their boxing division.
And
there are rumors that Showtime, Bob Artem, is closing their boxing division. So everybody, once that contract ended with HBO, which happened at the Triple G fight, he was kind of pretty much on the open market. They signed an 8-year, $1 billion deal. And so, yeah, Dazin will now be Canelo's home. What do you think about that? Do you think this is a smart move from Dazin or from Canelo?
Well, I think he's got a home as long as they have something going on, and if they fold up, then he's not liable for anything. I mean, it's a win-win. He's getting in on the ground floor.
Yeah, I like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the Dazin sort of thing because I don't want another monthly subscription for something that I may watch once or twice. I happen to like the pay-per-view model, except for when it doesn't fucking work and the UFC owes me $54.99.
Right.
But the rest of the time, back when I used to get the fights, it was something that I enjoyed, that I was willing to pay for. But if there was a card that did not excite me, I didn't have to pay for it.
Well,
whereas this, I know it's a lower price, but you do have to pay. You're going to get everything, even if you don't want to watch it.
Right. I mean, we're getting closer to that a la carte that everybody wants.
Yeah.
I mean, and in reality, this a la carte could end up costing you more because
that's how I kind of feel like. You know what I mean? It's like
certain groups aren't going to carry what you want, and like you say, like to watch one thing, you're going to have to pay $10. You know, so you can get back to $100 real quick. Even though you're paying $10 for them, $10 for Hulu.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're going to get back to the $100 that you were going to pay DirecTV to have everything.
So yeah, I'm interested to see, but I mean, good for Dawson, man. They are growing constantly. I know that they cover. I knew Dawson originally was for international things. So people in other countries, you get all the NFL. If you can follow American football, you could follow cricket. You could.
Can we get the NFL on it?
No.
Oh.
Only in other countries. Other countries.
Can I put in another country's zip code?
Country code and see if you can get it. So yeah, that's the thing with Dawson is like, yeah, they get the NFL for other countries. They get soccer and World Cup and Premier League and all those different variations. They obviously get a lot of Bellator. They get the UFC in other countries. If you can't get Fight Pass, you can put it on Dawson and you'll get the pay-per-views through Dawson if you're in other countries. So I always thought it was more of an international thing. Now that they're breaking into the U.S. market, some of the things I agree with, some of the things I don't. But we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, $120 a month. I mean, $120 a year. And if I'm going to get all the fights, and I haven't really got into the platform, can we go back and watch old fights?
I don't know yet. I haven't gotten a chance to go through yet.
All right.
I wasn't going to pay the $10 just to watch Bellator, so that's.
Well, I don't know. I'm just in my or what do you call that? Trial. I'm
still in the trial. Go back and see if you can watch something.
All right.
Moving on from there, PFL happened over last weekend. This was PFL 9. This was the light heavyweight, and lightweight divisions. This was the playoffs. We got some names up here.
So I got the first round.
Who did you take?
I took Wade and Magomedov.
Wade and Magomedov, and I don't think anybody I took moved. I think I took Watley and Brooks.
Right.
Watley and Brooks. Bad choices on my decision. Anyway, we have Nathan Schultz going all the way to the finals. That will be going down in December for the $1 million. Going up against Rashid Magomedov.
Right.
Good choice for you, sir.
And then that was it.
And then we move also onto the light heavyweight, the guy who I said was going to go all the way, Vanny Mangalis. I think Joey said that originally when this whole thing started.
I took Cleveland and Spawn. And
I took Spawn as well. And no, it's going to be Vanny Mangalis and Sean O'Connell in December for the $1 million. Pretty awesome, man. That. I kind of bummed out I don't get to watch all the fights because they put a lot of them on Facebook Watch or on the ParamountNetwork.com and all these or whatever they're on. It's what is it? NBC SN .com and stuff like that.
It's just NBC Sport Network.
And then they throw the kind of towards the end on there, but. PFL doing their thing, man. We'll get to a little bit more PFL here in a minute. We're going to also recap right now Bellator 207. This is Metrione versus Bader. We had a fight on Friday and a fight on Saturday. This was a big night for Bellator, big weekend for Bellator.
We're still on PFL.
It's still on PFL. What? Oh, there it is. So on your main card,
damn.
Mandelo Nalo over Carrington Banks with a KO knee. Corey Browning defeats Baby Slice in the TKO in the second round. I thought Baby Slice was doing a pretty good job in the first round. I thought he was. No? All right.
Everybody seems to be upset that he's just not working that hard and that they see a lot more from him in the gym than they do in the ring. And that,
sometimes it doesn't always translate. I mean,
so my big guys,
what was that guy who was on the Ultimate Fighter a long while back? They called him like the Wizard or the Scientist or Einstein. They called him Einstein. And he was amazing in the gym, amazing jiu-jitsu guy, amazing. And then the minute he got into the octagon, he just kind of wilted and he just wasn't the same guy.
No, the biggest thing that all the forums, especially with Eric Cowell's little group, was his cardio and the fact his age and his cardio.
Yeah.
And then my question was, so whose fault is that? Is that the gym's fault or is that the fighter's fault? Because, shouldn't the gym be throwing 5 fresh guys at this guy?
Quite a bit, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Getting him ready?
And again, that's just how we do it on our coast. I don't know what's going on there, Jim.
Lorenz Larkin gets the win over Pascu, and then we have Sergey Konratonov knocking out Roy Nelson.
Roy was not. I don't know.
In the first round,
he was not even in this fight.
Well,
ever.
I mean, he got that illegal knee.
Man,
illegal knee. Okay. But Roy said he was fine, came through, and then he just turned it off, man. Sergey Konratonov is back. Looked vicious, man.
I don't know. I would like to say Sergey's vicious, but Roy Nelson came in like a pug. Like he just wanted to be a lap dog, you know.
And then Ryan Bader.
I was really deflated. And then this next one was even worse.
Ryan Bader gets the win over Matt Mitrione, is moving on to the finals in the heavyweight Grand Prix.
Does Matt Mitrione know any ground game? What happened?
Hey, man, you're going up against a big-ass wrestler.
Man.
Ryan Bader has come a long way since his days in the Ultimate Fighter house, and good for him. I'm excited. Again, I called from the beginning.
He didn't get finished, but come on, 30-25, 30-25.
He would be the guy. And then we move on to the next night, Fedor versus Chael. On your main card, Henry Corrales defeats Andy Main, and Toli Tokov defeats Alexander Shlemenko. Czech Congo gets his win over Timothy Johnson, who Czech Congo says no matter who wins the tournament, he wants the winner for the belt.
Right.
He wants the winner. He wants to be the next guy after the tournament's over for the belt. I'm down for that.
I mean, where does this explosiveness come from? I mean, I haven't seen this.
Always been explosive.
I don't know. Not like he was the other night.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Benson Henderson.
Like he's almost angry.
He is angry. Benson Henderson does get your win over Sadawad.
Ugly.
And then Fedor, the last emperor, Elimanenko, gets the win over Chael Sonnen TKO.
Rumor mill is Chael through the fight. What kind of shit was that?
To me, it's not. I think what a lot of guys happen is when they fight Fedor, he's unassuming. They don't realize how much power he actually generates. Later interviews, Chael said, he hit me harder than anybody I've ever been hit. His ground and pound was some of the most vicious ground and pound I've ever had to come against. First of all, I also like that Chael tried to do that like bridge flip.
Yeah.
And ended up just, he's bigger than I thought. Just falls on his back, which immediately fell into his guard. I mean, he tried really hard. At the same time, Fedor's glorious sweater of absolute victory was on eBay by Bellator themselves. This was for charity. You could win the sweater that's on the bobblehead, the sweater that he is known for.
It looks like Freddy Krueger's sweater.
In a little more pastel color, yeah. And it sold today, actually like 2 hours ago, for $10,800.
90% going to charity, right?
50% goes to charity.
All right.
50% goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
So somebody got $5,000 for the sweater?
I immediately went on eBay while the fight was going on. I was like, I'm going to see how much it is. I'm like, it's $8,000. Oh, it's $8,000. Oh, it's $10,000. Like, I asked Dennis and Joey what was left in our slush fund.
Yeah, I said I had $5 on it.
In our slush fund for what we got going on for the podcast. We could not afford it. We could not. I thought about bidding anyway just to raise the price up, but then I didn't know how to break it to these guys. Guys, we bought a sweater.
Gotta sell that Camaro, Dennis.
We gotta sell stuff, man.
Gotta sell it, buddy. We're gonna have to have a fire sale. Everything must go.
Except for the sweater. Because I can't sell it because I paid.
If you want to destroy my sweater.
So now your main event for the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix will be Fedor versus Bader. I like this fight.
Can Fedor keep standing up? Because once he gets on the ground, I think Bader's going to kill him.
Wrestling, I don't know, man. I thought Bader looks more like a heavyweight than any of these guys that were coming in at light heavyweight. Fedor is dangerous on the feet. I mean, he kept trying to get Chael to stand up. Chael knew it. Chael was getting hit. And then he is also dangerous on the ground.
But were you not surprised at how much of a beating Chael took?
No. Not at all.
Not at all?
Nope.
You knew he could take that beating?
Yep. Oh, you mean before he was done?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you mean was I surprised?
No, because you were the one that didn't even say it. I was afraid. I thought he was gonna get brain damage.
Yeah.
Why did he just quit?
He was getting hit a lot. I just kept feeling dude, he's gonna get he get hit, boom, boom, get knocked down, and Fedor would be like, get up, I have more brains.
I have stuff for you.
I have more brains to damage.
I have more punches for your face.
And Chael was like, no, come down here. I could kind of wrestle you.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
Did not work at all.
Are you excited for this?
Yeah.
Who are you taking? I mean,
Fedor.
Fedor, absolute victory?
It's probably going to be Bader. God damn it. But yeah, I'm back in Fedor.
Back in the Fedor. He's back in the.
To take us completely to time travel.
Yeah.
Fedor.
All right. I got Bader still. I think he's gonna be he's the dark horse. He's the guy that's gonna win it, and it's gonna have the first ever light heavyweight belts for Bellator.
And then he needs to fight
Czech Congo.
No, he needs to fight Cormier somehow.
Yeah, he says he thinks he can beat him now.
Yeah,
with all this experience he's been racking up.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting. PFL 10 goes on this weekend. That goes. What is that? What's today? Today's the 19th. Goes on tomorrow. I just want to make sure. Mañana. This is going to be for the middleweight and welterweight divisions. This is the semifinals for this bracket. This sets everything up for the New Year's Eve card. So yeah, who we got here? Who are you taking? We got Ray Cooper III, Jake Shields, Rick Story, Henderson Ferreira, Bruno Santos, Sabadu Sai, Ghassan Umlatalov.
I'm taking Shields and Kush.
Abu Bakbar Nurmagomedov, Pablo Kush, Megamedov, Henderson Ferreira, Bojan Valeri Kujic. God dang, man.
There's a whole lot of them.
That's a lot of stuff to talk about. So you're taking who?
I'm taking Kush and Shields.
Kush and Shields. I'm taking Shields. And you can't believe he came in at number 8. I'm going to do Abdul Bakbar and Nurmagomedov.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't end up being Story Shields for the second round. That'd be horrible.
Abdul Nurmagomedov, by the way, is the alternate replacing, so I think he's the dark horse.
Slide on in there.
And then, of course, we have your middleweight division.
This is the one. Okay, no, these are all $1 million. This Bellator middleweight is the only one. No, welterweight is for $1 million.
Yeah, that's what 50 Cent decided to put his money towards. So we got Ghassan Umlatalov going against Abu Sapatsayan Magmedov, Bruno Santos and Sabadu Sai, Eddie Gordon, John Howard, Lewis Taylor, and Rex Harris.
I'm gonna take Santos and Rex Harris.
Santos and Harris. I'm gonna go. I'll go Santos with you up top. I'm gonna go John Howard.
John Howard on the bottom.
Yep.
All right.
You got it?
That's our picks.
Scribbling them?
No, I'm just gonna. You could go ahead. Right. We're just gonna we're just gonna have to watch it before next week again.
So that's all the fights that we got going on this weekend, and of course the recap and all the news that we can pick up for this week. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Pick yourself up a shirt.
Yeah, I'm not even here. I had 3 wisdom teeth pulled 2 days ago.
You're just not wise.
My face is feeling so swollen.
It's puffy.
Yeah. It's real red. Oh man. But you know what? We're gonna keep bringing it to you. That's what we do.
Keep bringing it to you. Pick yourself up a shirt like Ashley Evans Smith over here. Get your Fight Night and Chill on. Some other people with our Fight Night and Chill shirt on. You can also go to shirtsicle.com. That's shirtsicle.com/SDMMA. Get yourself a Fight Night and Chill shirt. Get yourself a Pride style shirt. And get yourself the OG black shirt.
Watching us on YouTube, subscribe.
Push the subscribe button. Do we have a floating subscribe button?
We have subscribe right there.
Right.
Look, right there. Yeah, you got it.
Oh. You keep moving it. It's right there. Anyway, subscribe on YouTube. And, of course, find us on everywhere your podcasts are broadcast, like Blogspot and iTunes,
everywhere.
Spotify.
If you're hearing us, you know where to get us.
You know where to get us. Anyway,
right.
Also, we got sponsors by Strongboard Balance, strongboardbalance.com. Get on board.
I think
change the way you work out.
We're going to have to put it on a medicine ball now. Because at this point...
All right. Medicine ball on top of it or medicine ball underneath it?
Underneath
it. Do they have it? Can you do that?
Yeah, we can try it.
Is it on the weekly workout? Do they still do the weekly workout?
Yes.
I need to get on that.
I need to forward it to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing it.
Every week. And also Dependable Solutions if you want to save up to 70%.
70%.
On your credit cards.
Business. Or ACHs or about any.
Go to dependablesolutions.com and they will save you some money.
Yep.
Otherwise, check us out on My MMA News. And as always, we are broadcast from the SinCal Studios here in Modesto, California. That's about it, right? Have a good night. See you at the fights.
Later.